No, nothing. I've been like engorged in work all day long.
Engorged.
I'm so sorry. I wrote 3 papers today.
3 papers. How the hell did you write? Why did you write 3 papers?
Well, so 2 were due today, and then the one was like one of them things where the professor's like, make sure you turn it in by the end of the course. And it's the end of the course, you know, I waited till the last minute. So I had to write 3 papers in one day, and I'm like exhausted.
This is my 9-year anniversary.
Your 9-year anniversary too.
Being out of school?
Of not having to write a single paper. I haven't wrote a paper in 9 years. It feels phenomenal. You should try it.
This is my 9-minute anniversary because I just finished.
How many pages were all the papers?
The first one was like 10 pages.
100 pages?
No, they're not that long. This last one I just wrote was only 4 pages, so that was easier.
Goodness. That's crazy.
But anyway.
All right, tonight's rundown. The rundown tonight, presented by Bro Talk Live. Beyonce, Queen Bee, EA Sports. It's in the game. Drake, Drizzy Drake, Viacom Properties, MTV and BET. Eric Benet somehow makes the show for the first time ever. First time guest Eric Benet. I'm very proud to have him on the show tonight. And Slim Thug. Tonight, 10 p.m. BroTalkLive.com. The best show on the internet for you by us. Bro Talk, always on the mark. It's your man Jason, kicking it in the driver's seat as usual. Let's head over to my main man, Dex. What up, bro?
Dexter Stuckey here. Super excited to be here. So I'm just really quickly. So like this week has been like a little crazy for me. Like so over the weekend, there was a girl who went to Lincoln University, a colleague of mine, but a friend of you guys. She unexpectedly passed away, and that's, you know, obviously like it's been affecting me. And then also yesterday, I learned that my uncle was murdered, and I don't know, like for me, like I've just been like in a weird space of just kind of like trying to understand like life and all that stuff like that, like as usual. And I just come to the conclusion that we really have to just sit back sometimes and just like be present. Because there's a lot of people who like reached out to me today and I spoke to who I haven't spoken to in weeks. And I don't want it to be like that. I don't want to just talk to certain people when there's tragedy in my life or their life. I want to always open up lines of communication with people. And I want to continue to be like, you know, like positive and talking to people, like call your grandparents, like talk to your friends, rebuild relationships, rekindle friendships. I just think life is way too short for us to be beefing or having any issues with anyone. I just want to put that out there.
Absolutely.
And we're going to have a fun show. We're going to have a very fun show. So, like, I just needed to get that out, and then we're going to have a fun show.
We're going to have a great show. Tyler God, how are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm okay. I mean, since Dex mentioned it, we are going to have a fun show. But I honestly am a little bit down because I actually was really good friends with Erica. And she was supposed to come to the wedding, but couldn't make it last minute. And I don't know, I just keep thinking about it. But Dexter's right. It is important that you just continue to reach out to people and rekindle relationships. Like I'm just thinking about all the people from Lincoln. So at one point, like not you guys, because we've been in great contact, but there are people at some point we've been really, really good friends. Jason, you know how popular I was. And then like you just like aren't talking to some of these people or haven't spoken to these people in years. And so I just want to reach out to people and like, yeah, you know.
I mean, yes, we had a friend that passed, and it's very tragic, the situation that happened. I also don't want us to try to burden ourselves to necessarily, I'm not saying don't reach out, but don't burden yourself to feel pressured into forcing things that necessarily aren't needed to be reopened. But, you know, just saying, stay in contact with the people that you care for. But don't waste your time on relationships and try to force relationships that aren't there too as well. But yeah, I love Erica. I hope that her family is doing well. I'll pray for her family. She's one of the dearest friends that I had in college, and she will be dearly missed. So shout out to her family and all of her friends at Lincoln, the greater Lincoln community. All right, Bro Talk. Right on the mark. Any other things you guys say, guys?
No.
Let's start the show. Cool.
Let's get the show on the road.
Can you see this on the bottom camera, or did you turn that off?
What did you say?
Like, can you see people on the bottom camera, or did you turn that off?
You're so ghetto. I turned it off. Why?
Good.
Are you picking your nose or something? What you doing? Digging in your butt?
Like not wearing clothes or something. Something ghetto.
Historic but not iconic. Those were the words of a Washington Post author who decided to write that about Beyonce's cover on Vogue magazine, which has been getting all the shine over the past couple of days. As you know, Beyonce hired a 23-year-old black photographer to shoot her in the biggest edition of Vogue, the September issue that they have every year, even though it's only August. But Beyonce has that cover, and she is decided to use that platform reportedly to advance the culture. As soon as she put this out there and that this made all the waves on the internet, Kim Kardashian decided to put out her own ad about the new Yeezys called Butter, the Butter 350s, and with the caption like butter. And this was memed to death. People say she looked like the Life Alert lady, and she does kind of look like the Life Alert lady. No fella couldn't get up. Brilliant. And everyone said, yo, Kim's little Google alerts went off about Beyonce, and she decided to put something out. So that was that. Azalea Banks also, Dex's favorite, had something to say about Beyonce because, of course, she did. She said, like, Beyonce loves to push this female empowerment stuff, but it's just always trying to steal from the talented women and outdo them. But she really never does. It always looks like Giselle is doing her best Beyonce impersonation. I really hope she gets real with herself and humbles herself enough to accept the visions and full projects women who admire her put together for her. So she went on and basically said that Beyonce is needs to try to be Fashion Nova or something like that, and stop trying to be a singer. And she needs to get over herself and just hire her, talking about Azalea Banks, because even though Coachella was cute, it was still more of the same. So she wants Beyonce to hire her. One of the biggest critiques, though, came from this Washington Post writer who wrote about Beyonce's cover, saying that it's historic but not necessarily iconic, saying that the photographer's technique was powerful. But what Beyonce offers is only a sidelong glance that's part Mona Lisa and part proud, aloof, self-confident, and regal black woman. She offers up the Beyonce brand, and while society has not reached a point at which the full humanity of black women is taken as a given, and this full-throated message of self-worth bears repeating again and again, it does not negate the sense of Beyonce deja vu. This is stripped down Beyonce. It's an alternative to the glamorous star in the mermaid gown, the new age feminist in the stark leotard, the gritty streetwise chick in athleisure wear and the cornrows, and the earth mother in a gilded crown. In the magazine, the singer notes that she wants to be photographed as natural as possible to underscore the importance of body acceptance. Quote, I think it's important for women and men to see and appreciate the beauty in their natural bodies. That's why I stripped away the wigs and the hair extensions and used little makeup for the shoot. The suggestion is, by shunning fake hair and mascara, some truth is revealed, but no, nothing is divulged. Simply a retelling of the same story with different costumes and more interesting lighting. A lot of people said that this woman was super petty and she was hating. Some of the takes on Twitter included, the shoot was released just today and you already made up conclusions that it wasn't iconic. You can at least give it a week to see how it holds up. Someone else said, I read your article and it was overrated. You should work on that. Very blah with no actual point, just a rambling of complaints. And lastly, all you've done here is assert that the photos weren't iconic, but you haven't actually provided a definition of iconic or an argument for why Beyonce's portraits failed to meet that standard. So I reached out to this woman, the writer on the Washington Post, and this is a statement that she gave me. Dex, look at that smile. Look
I love you so much. Like, you know I'm here for this kind of stuff. Okay.
First lead reporting, exclusives. This is a statement made to me. I thought carefully about my column as I was writing it and chose my words carefully. I'm comfortable that it articulates my opinion as eloquently as possible. I respect those whose opinions differ, but those who are focused on trolling, I leave them to entertain themselves. All my best, Robin.
It's
guys,
a live exclusive.
Bro Talk Live exclusive. It also came out that the photographer who everyone was saying that Beyonce put on actually came out to say that actually Raul Martinez and Anna Wintour proposed it and hired me for the Vogue shoot. And then Beyonce quickly agreed. So it wasn't Beyonce's idea, according to the photographer who decided to put her out on blast. Guys, was the shoot historic but not iconic? What do you think?
I mean, to be honest with you, like with Tyler Mitchell speaking out, like I feel like he just made an ass of himself. Like you just like fueled a fire that didn't need to be fueled. Okay, people are saying Beyonce hired you, like just take it and run with it. And as far as the writer saying it's historic but not iconic, like I'm okay with that. But at the same time, like this word iconic that it's like a trendy word that we're throwing around now, and like. To be iconic means it's work done by an icon. Beyonce is an icon, so really anything she does is iconic. I mean, by definition. Okay. So I just think it was.
I like that. I don't think I've ever heard you compliment Beyonce like that.
I mean, I'll tell you, I'm as real as it gets. I'm a straight shooter. Like it is what it is when it comes to me. You get what you see. Come on now.
remember that radio show that was called As Real As? Okay, Ty, what's up?
Yeah, I agree with Dex in that it was stupid for the photographer. I mean, the photographer to come out and say something. It's basically like if Beyonce didn't want you to do it, like you wouldn't have been there, and that's that. So
yeah, I mean, but I guess it does. If you're a photographer and for your brand and Anna Wintour cosign is bigger than a Beyonce cosign to you, then maybe he wanted to make the point that, hey, I earned it with Anna and not with Beyonce.
On the magazine is Anna Wintour's cosign. So you don't need to say that because if she
there were reports that came out that said Beyonce had complete creative control. So that's where I guess that's where he would have though.
Just because I suggest someone for you does not mean that you don't have creative control. It simply means that maybe you don't know that many photographers, or this would be a cool idea, and you're like, yeah, I got it. So Beyonce quickly agreed, meaning, yes, I agree, this would be a good idea. Not Beyonce came up with all the ideas on herself and her pad, and she had to do every step.
Now we know Beyonce ain't coming to with no idea. I mean, come on now. We love Beyonce here, but there's not a lot of creativity going on up in there. Like, she has a team of people. And like, even with that team of people, these are people that she employs. These are people that she's working with. Like Anna Wintour couldn't have had this guy shoot this stuff if she didn't approve of it. Like I'm sure she looked at his work or had somebody, Blue Ivy or somebody, look over this man's work to approve him. Like, yes, he's good to shoot, or no, he's not. I'm sure they did a thorough background check on this man before he decided, before they decided to let his 23-year-old ass shoot this cover and these photos, whatever.
You think they did a credit check?
Absolutely. Well, maybe not a credit check, but I'm sure they did a background check. They probably did a Twitter check too, just to make sure he never shaded her in the past. That's why I'm going to delete my old tweets now.
I've been trying to do that for the last 6 months. It's so hard to do because you think of different words every day. You're like, oh crap, I did use that word a lot.
I did say that.
It's awful. I think it would have been iconic if he didn't come out, if the photographer didn't come out and say this. Now it's just historic because he's just the first black photographer to shoot a Vogue magazine. Okay, yeah, it's historic, but iconic would have been, I guess, that whole Beyonce storyline. But since he's ruined it, that's fine. It's fine with me. All right. Next up, why is Slim Thug? Do you guys know who Slim Thug is?
I was about to say who.
Slim Thug, not no relation to Young Thug. He is actually older than Young Thug. He's still tipping on fofos. That guy. Do you know Dex? He was in that Beyonce song "Check on It."
I know he's from Texas. Of course, I know who he is.
Oh, then why you act like you ain't know who he was?
I'm just trying to put on for the show.
Well, this is what he had to say when he went to 97.9 The Box. And for some reason, he was asked about Ciara and Russell Wilson. Here's what he had to say. Do we not have audio?
Ooh, child, the ghetto.
Ooh, child.
The ghetto.
Ooh, child. Oh, here we go. My bad. I'm fixing it. All right, so here goes the audio about what he had to say about Ciara and Russell.
That's a good question. Like, I don't believe it. I think it's all financial stability. I don't think that after you like the dude who cool, homeboy just he's super like no hate. I bought his shoes the other day with a Sugar Daddy Slim outfit, but I'm just saying like I have no personal issue with him. Like or her, I mean, God bless him, but I don't believe that a girl who
what time
Why
again?
is he corny?
He's just a corny dude. Like ain't nothing wrong with it. He just so like
because he ain't sold no drugs.
Nah, it ain't even that.
It's
just his whole movement. Nah, I ain't gonna say corny because that's hating. He's just like a square. Like I bought this man's shoes the other day, so I have no personal issue with him. Like he cool, but he's
straight laced, clean cut guy.
Yeah,
never done no wrong. Follow the rules.
I don't believe that a girl who come from a street dude could even adapt to.
So you don't think that?
So basically, yeah, he's saying that he doesn't believe that Sierra would go from Future to Russell Wilson and really like him. He concluded his thoughts with this.
And it's
so you're saying she a gold digger?
I ain't gonna say she a gold digger because she got her own. But at the end of the day, I don't believe it's real. I don't believe it. And I think how y'all keep highlighting this, I think it's gonna blow up on y'all.
So he doesn't think that it's real. He thinks it's going to blow up in people's faces, or blow up, I guess, in Sierra's face or Russell Wilson. Somebody's face is going to blow up in. Well, this is what Sierra had to say in response. Repeating the same bad habit over and over again is a form of insanity. There comes a point in your life when you know better and you have to do better. You owe it to yourself. It's just that simple. With the caption, let's not make things complicated when they don't need to be. Hashtag a level up, as Dex loves that level up challenge. That's his favorite challenge. She also had this to say about with Slim Thug saying that Russell Wilson's not cool. She posted this definition of cool, I guess, which fits her man in her life. A man that's God-fearing, a man that carries himself as though you are in his presence, even if you're not. Definitely something Future does not do. A man that is honorable, a man who you can grow with and learn from, a man that treats people with respect, a man that puts his family first. Once again, the traits that do not equal Future.
Right.
A man who understands the importance of financial responsibility. Okay, maybe he's rich. Okay, I'll give him that. A man who's compassionate, a man who's confident and wants to see you succeed, and a man who sees beauty in your scars. I think Russell Wilson checks most of those boxes more than Future does. Guys, is Slim Thug hating, do you think, or is he just putting out a point that actually makes sense?
Honestly, I don't think that he's hating. I think that he's just ignorant. Ignorant in the real sense of the word, not like rude. I think that he's ignorant. I think that he doesn't understand that people don't always want to deal with the foolishness and the bullshit. Like people are eventually have to grow up, and you want to live in a secure household. You don't want your husband out meeting girls in hotels, telling them I'm good, love, and joy, and all types of foolishness like that. Like nobody always wants, like some people want to deal with the foolishness their whole life, and they want to get knocked around and foolish, stupid stuff. But like, it's not, how is it hard to believe that you could want to go from somebody like Future to somebody like Russell? They're actually pillar opposites. I can see why you can be like, listen, this didn't work out. I was stupid. I've been dating 50 Cent and Bow Wow and Future.
Yeah, I was just about to go through them. Yeah.
Is working out and they've all been the same. I want to try something different. I'm sick of this shit.
All right, Dex, do you agree?
I think it's funny though, because like a person like Slim Thug, like you see, I mean, his name is Slim Thug. Let that sink in. Like a person like that, like he's of the street life. Like that's something that makes sense to him. So I think he looks at someone like Sierra and he sees her with a 50 Cent or a Future or a Bow Wow, and he's like, oh, I can see that. That makes sense. But then when you see her, like Ty said, with someone like Russell Wilson, who obviously is not like those guys, he's not like a street guy, you would say, you know what, like this isn't her type. This doesn't make sense. I mean, I think Bow Wow has like that street cred or whatever as well. Like he has that street like look.
He was
like
running from teenage girls to his tour bus like last year. What are you talking about? But just
the way like how he presents himself. Like he presents himself more like a Future and less of like a Russell Westbrook. Point. Or Wilson, sorry. And I think also if I'm a public figure and I'm Slim Thug and I'm worth $2 million, I wouldn't really be having conversations about what's real and what's not, because there's a lot clearly in your life that's not going well and that's not very real. $2 million. I feel like I might be worth $2 million, low key. Like, well, collectively, I feel like we might all be like worth $2 million. Like we might be able to get Slim Thug on this show. That's how like pathetic he is.
Show.
I'm just saying, like,
just shit on us.
I was offended.
I'm very offensive. What is God's plan trademark? America's soon-to-be trademark phrase by Drake. According to documents obtained by TMZ, Drake is attempting to trademark the phrase God's plan for use in a variety of merchandise as well as a television program. There's no word about what the show might entail. So, guys, you tell me, what do you think the show will entail, God's plan? Like, if you could just put your money down on what the show will be like. Dex, what you think?
You have to like come in there. You got to reform. That the show's all about reforming. That's Drake's motto. That's
like
what he
prison
does.
reform.
Not quite prison reform, but life reform. So you gotta glow up. Like this show's all about glowing up. It's like, you know, when Fox had that show when you were like ugly and you could become like the Swan or whatever. It's called the Swan, actually. That's basically what this show is. And
so like
what happens
extreme
is
home makeover for people.
Extreme home makeover for strippers. That's what it really is. Like so basically Drake brings in a team of strippers all busted from the club or whatever, and he lines them all up or whatever, and then there's like a panel of like experts, and that's who's competing for the money. Whoever can like glow the stripper up the most, like that's who wins the money.
Wow. You might have something there.
Yeah, and like certain weeks, like it's like the first week you go, you get like hair products and hair extensions and stuff like that. And then like by week 3, if you continue to make it through, you can get body enhancement. So you can get like butt injections or breast implants or something like that. Then
like a real life Sims. Like, what is this?
Yeah, and if you make it to week 5, it's tattoo removal. So then he takes away the tattoos and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
big
then,
ass
you know,
thigh tattoo to be on the back of your leg.
You know, and it's 6 weeks or whatever. Obviously, you know, views from the 6. So it's 6 week, and by the 6th week, that's when you get the reveal, and then like America votes to see like who's the winner of the competition.
America, you think
this is gonna be
from Wyoming?
God's plan is just the new only God can judge me, where you do a whole bunch of stupid stuff, and then you say God's plan, and you just throw a God's plan on it to excuse yourself from foolishness. That's what it's about. This show
like
is
YOLO.
God's plan is probably about Sierra and Russell Wilson, a reality show together, and the new foolishness that they had going on, where they added Russell to the show, and it's called God's Plan.
So he's co-producing Sierra and Russell Wilson's first reality TV
show that includes Future in it as well, and how the other on God's Plan, the foolishness.
I like that idea. I'm very interested in what the hell would be like. I think it's gonna be something like X Factor, like people who are kind of talented out there in the street, and I think he's gonna bring them on the show, and he's gonna give out like $20,000 every show or something like that until the producers run out of money, and then it'll probably end after a season. So I think about 6 or 7 people will probably get $20,000, and that'll be it. So. Because he was handing out money in the video, and he's very charitable, so I feel like it'll have something to do with that. We shall see. All right, Street Code or Fugazi. We talked about Tekashi 6ix9ine last week. Well, not last. Was it the week before last or last week when he was in that hospital big after he got banked?
Maybe the week before. I have a question really quickly about Tekashi 6ix9ine, and maybe it's me. You guys can let me know if I'm wrong. But do you think that like Northwest looks like Tekashi 6ix9ine a little bit? Like if he didn't have tattoos, I feel like
absolutely not. Are you crazy?
Maybe it's just me.
Then. Don't you ever, that poor baby, put that on that child. A lot of people thought that Tekashi 6ix9ine getting banked. Dex, I cannot believe you said that. We're gonna get fined by the FCC. A lot of people saying that Tekashi 6ix9ine was getting jumped was a hoax, and now, according to TMZ, who apparently is following the story extremely closely, they say that Tekashi is not cooperating with the police, saying that he refused to describe to the police the type of jewelry stolen or even estimate their value, although he has stated that it's nearly $1 million previously. What's more is that his driver will not fill out a lost property form for the stolen iPhone and will not tell cops if the tracking software had been activated. And they said that Tekashi 6ix9ine's girlfriend reportedly has also stopped cooperating. The original story, Tekashi 6ix9ine was pistol whipped, he said, and kidnapped, and he blacked out, and he woke up and he was all beaten up. He maintains that it was not a publicity stunt, and he did get his jewelry back, but he had some new copies made. It's not the original jewelry. So guys, is it street code that Tekashi's not snitching, or do you think he just doesn't have anywhere to go and he's faking it all?
It's both, but he's just not snitching because it didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's going to be difficult to start asking, because once they start asking you specific questions, you don't have answers to them. Therefore, you're not going to cooperate. So there's that.
Tekashi's like, look, just buy my new single. It just went gold. Fifi featuring Nicki Minaj.
Why are the police out here like really bothering me in real life? Like clearly I wasn't even really in the hospital. I was like at an old folks home wearing them guardrails up.
Did you like that Fifi song?
I actually didn't get a chance to hear it, but I think I'll give it a listen.
Well, if you would like to hear the Fifi song, Tekashi 6ix9ine featuring Nicki Minaj, you can head over to wherever you find music, and you can look up the Bro Talk Live Music Monday playlist, and you can play it there.
Everywhere you ain't never there. Would you say, Ty?
I thank Dexter for his services and announcements.
You know, that's what I do.
All right, which challenge would you accept? This teen was burned by the hot water challenge, which is sweeping the nation. According to the report on this teen, it may be hard to believe, but this challenge involves someone drinking boiling water through a straw or having it poured on them. According to CNN, 15-year-old Kylan Clark is now severely burned after a friend tried to prank him while he was sleeping as a joke. He said, I looked down at my chest and my skin just fell off my chest. Then I looked in the mirror and I had skin falling off here and on my face. He sadly suffered second-degree burns on his back, chest, and face while someone poured water on him while he was sleeping. This is a challenge.
Your challenge is to pour hot water on somebody?
Your challenge to take that, like to pour it on yourself, but someone, I guess, decided to do the prank on him, while he was sleeping. So that's one challenge. The other challenge that's sweeping the nation right now is the In My Feeling challenge. And this challenge has now made it to the church house. They are performing it at praise and worship services across the nation, including this one.
Are we ready? Basketball, y'all ready? Let's go. Jesus, do you love me? Are you riding? Then you never ever leave me. Because I want you and I need you. All for you. Jesus, I know you. Are you?
That's more than enough, Jason.
From beside me, because one more time, everybody come on. I said,
Jesus.
Are you?
That fool in the audience really doing it too.
They're doing it. They're raising the roof.
One more time.
Jesus. Praise and worship. Hallelujah. So which challenge would you accept? Doing the In My Feelings challenge in church or do the hot water challenge?
I'll take the hot water challenge, please.
I'll take the In My Feelings challenge, but only if my car can keep moving and then I can get hit by another car like a fucking idiot.
I'm not doing it in my feelings. I'd rather get burned with hot water now that I'm alive than to go do that blasphemy in church and live burning for the rest of my life, you know? So let's just get this out the way now.
Those poor parishioners. All right, that was the rundown. Now it's time for a segment we like to call Racist. We're not going to do Who Called the Cops this week, just because I'm tired of doing that week after week. We've done about 6 straight weeks now, and the point has been made. White people love calling the cops on black people. The end. This video made a lot of news when someone decided to download the new trial of the new Madden video game, Madden. I think is it 18? Yeah, Madden 18. And they realized that a song that was on there by YG and Big Sean and Nicki Minaj had the name Kaepernick blurred out like it was a curse word. So this is what it sounds like on the record.
To the wolves, now I lead the packing. You boys all cap, I'm wearing affordable health care.
So yeah, that was it. That little bleep where he said, "You boys capping, I'm more Kaepernick," and you know what I'm saying, they bleeped it out like it was a curse word, and and it was very upsetting to one YG whose song it actually belongs to. And while he was outside his house, he had people record him, and this is what he had to say.
You know what I'm saying? I want my homie Colin Kaepernick to know that I ain't had nothing to do, you know what I'm saying, with that Madden shit. I ain't approve that. Big Sean ain't approve that. Nicki Minaj ain't approve that. Motherfucking 2 Chainz ain't approve that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got nothing to do with that. I support you. You already know I've been supporting you. The homie. You know what I'm saying? And EA Sports, NFL, whoever y'all owe me, Big Sean, 2 Chainz, and Nicki Minaj, and the homie Kaepernick apology. Straight like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, 400. I'll be looking for an apology soon. Yeah.
Girl, get the what?
I was the thing about that.
Wait, did you hear somebody jump in the pool like while he was
splashing? Splashing. Right in the middle of it.
Like, what are you doing?
Did someone record that for him, or does he have like a selfie stick in his hand? I couldn't see.
Somebody recorded it for him.
He got it's a bottle of champagne in his hand with a Harriet Tubman style cloth on his head. Big Sean had this to say: "It's disappointing and appalling that the NFL and EA took Kaepernick's name out of my verse on Big Bang for Madden 19. Oh, Madden 19. I guess we're a year ahead. It was a curse word. When he's not a curse, he's a gift. Nobody from my team approved any of this, so he also wants an apology." Kaepernick spoke out. Dex, he speaks. "Much love, brother. Thank you for having my back." Dex, are you shocked or what?
How come Kaepernick then how come he didn't speak back to YG though?
Can't associate.
You know why?
Can't associate with that type of stuff. The NFL, Madden, EA Sports, I should say, Madden NFL 18 or 19, whatever the hell version this is, they decided to at Big Sean by saying, "Hey, Sean, no doubt we messed up here. We look forward to making it right." And they decided that Hey Sean sent me. And they decided to post this little statement that I guess they released on their website, which says, "We made an unfortunate mistake with our Madden soundtrack. Members of our team misunderstood the fact that while we don't have rights to include Kaepernick in the game, this doesn't affect soundtracks. We messed up and the edit should have never happened. We will make it right with an update to Madden on August 6th that will include the reference again. We meant no disrespect and apologize to Colin, to YG, and to Big Sean, and to the NFL. They did not apologize to Nicki Minaj as YG requested.
Or 2 Chainz.
I guess, or 2 Chainz, but 3 out of 5 ain't bad. And to all of their fans and our players for this mistake. Nessa, who is the girlfriend or fiance of Colin Kaepernick, one or the other, she posted this in response. "It's not a screw up when EA Sports did it 2 consecutive years. You scrubbed Kaepernick's name last year on the song Bars of Soap and this year on Big Bang. Did the NFL tell you to scrub his name out twice?" And that's, saying that's where people kind of left it. Russell Okung, an NFL player, said keeping Kaepernick out of the league for a season didn't go far enough. They also had to ensure he was digitally blackballed too. Shaking my
digitally blackballed. Come on.
That's right.
Digitally blackballed.
Digitally blackballed. Censorship. Ty, you agree?
They use his name as a curse word. It's disrespectful.
Exactly. Why would you bleep his name out? There's no way you thought that your license had meant that you couldn't even have his name.
Watch Bro Talk Live with Jason, Ty, and see how you like it.
It's Bro Talk Live with Jason, Ty, Dexter, and that's how it goes.
So shady. You think it was racist, Dex? They did it on purpose or not?
Well, they did it on purpose. Obviously, they said they did it on purpose, but I think they did it to keep them out of trouble with the NFL. Like, and if not, like, they apologize for it. Like, I don't.
Why even put the song in the game then? Like, on all the songs, you pick that song. What? Duh.
I don't think it matters. Again, maybe it's because I don't care for Colin Kaepernick. Maybe I'm biased, but I don't really think it matters. And for his girlfriend to get involved, like, sis, take a nap.
I just don't see the point of all the hip hop songs out here. You pick Big Bang by YG and Big Sean, and like you pick this random song and put it on your soundtrack and omit the only controversial character in the whole league, saying in the process. You knew it was going to happen. I feel like they did it on purpose. They didn't have to choose that song. They didn't have to play that whole part of the song, but whatever. All right, moving on. Dex, this is directed to you. Someone decided to send me this and told me to tell you to watch it. Y'all, I was watching this video about people using the N-word, and sis was talking mad facts. So without further ado, this is towards Dex.
Look, I know there's this retake argument, and I'm going to have to just point it out. White people and Asian people cannot use the N-word, yeah? But black people can. I know you're thinking double standards. No, it's not. Let me tell you the two originations of the N-word. The first of all, most slaves came from the Nigeria area. It was shortened to Niger, which was shortened to nigger. That's how it came about. Then it was used during slave trade, yeah, as a way to demean the black man. At the same time, in old Ethiopian language, niggers, N-E-G-U-S, means royalty. It means you are glorifying your skin. So the take back of the word nigger is for two things: to call each other royalty because he my nigger, and the second thing is to show we ain't no slave, and we can call each other nigger because we've retaken that word. However, even if a white person says it to me, even if they're not being racist to me, I don't care. You don't use that word to me because originally when you used it to my ancestors, it wasn't no play word, it wasn't no rap word, yeah? So I'm gonna use it to my nigger. Ain't nobody using that word to me if you're not black.
So there you go, Dex. That's why white people can't say it. Okay, get it, got it, good.
Whoever told you to send that to me, like, you should listen to that and been like, Dexter's way too smart, like way too smart to be dumb enough to listen to that and be like, oh yeah, I agree. Like, the girl sat there and said, like, people should be able to use black people should be able to use the word amongst each other because it's a term of endearment. We're calling each other kings or queens. Right. But if anybody else uses it, if anybody else uses it, you're using it the same way they used it during slavery. Although it's the exact same word, it just feels different.
But they didn't repossess it, so they can't use it. You got it? Good.
So there was some fact there with N-E-G-U-S spelling royalty or king or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I only know that because there was this meme of this little kid. He was this little white boy, and it was like, spell niggas. And he was like, N-E-G-U-S, and he got it right. It was funny.
Brilliant. All right, and last but not Tex, I know that really.
I'm just so disturbed by it. I'm so irritated now. Like, I was having a good show, now I'm mad all over again. I hate when people try to justify the word. If you're going to use it, but just don't use it towards me. Because guess what? Like, I've never had anybody use the N-word towards me. Well, for the most part, I've never heard anybody use the N-word towards me where they were giving me a compliment. Usually, it's like, shut up, and then they use the word. And these are black people that does it. And I don't think they would be telling the king to shut up. I'm just saying.
Eric Benet had this to say about race. Rap artists, if all you rap about is killing black people, degrading black women, abusing drugs, materialization, living a low life, you are not an artist. You are a blackface for white supremacy. You're being used to help destroy your own people. And he put the caption on there that says, inconvenient truth to some of the rich and famous. A lot of people saw that and said, whoa, 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 whoa. Trevor Jackson agreed with Eric Benet, saying, I talk about this all the time, but Wale didn't. Wale said, hip-hop has always had an affinity for material things. It's a part of the very fabric, no pun intended. Okay, because he said material. Okay, too deep. But does not define the players in the said genre. But I'm 3 times Z, though. What does that mean? Is that sleeping? Oh, I'm sleeping, though. He got a point, but it's not the only point. So basically, he's saying that hip-hop's always had an affinity for material things. Fat Joe echoed Wale by basically saying that, you know, it's entertainment. It's a form of entertainment. We do this to help people get through their days. And, you know, people love to go up and hear something intense when they go to the gym. And that's what we're here for. Guys, do you agree with Eric Benet that, you know, if you're a low life, you're not doing rap any favors and that you're abetting white supremacy?
Don't go Eric Benet.
I like that.
I don't really feel like there's anything that he ever says that I ever care about. Like, I mean, even if I agreed, I don't agree because it's Eric Benet. Like, I just don't like when people, because I don't like when people come out and just like attack other people and stuff like that. Like, we're in 2018 now. If you have a problem with something that your brothers or your sister, your N-words, like kings and queens, if you have a problem with something that they're doing, talk to them directly. Don't like sub-post them on like a social media platform when you can really go after these people and have a conversation with them. Speak to who you're speaking to. Like, don't make it generalized.
Like who, your N-words, your kings and queens?
Yeah, your kings and queens. Holla at you.
I need all my niggas to understand that we're not listening to Eric Benet. But I mean, he does have a point in that maybe you should use music to promote blah blah blah. But I think most rap artists don't they kind of do a little bit of both, because you do sometimes you're in that mood and you really do want to be ratchet. And
I mean,
like
look
that,
at Kendrick Lamar. He has songs on all 3 of his albums that, you know what I'm saying, wouldn't be considered the most PC of songs, and they're explicit and they're derogatory at times, and you know, but he also has the songs that uplift, and he also has the songs that are political. So I guess
it's one thing to have songs about these things. Like Eric Benet has songs about marriage and equality and stuff like that, and like you cheat. So maybe you should practice what you preach.
Shit. And that was the overwhelming thing with the criticism. Time for Q&A. Ty?
Hey, Q&A. Let's go.
Oh, the excitement.
My voice is gone.
Get it back.
Trying. Sorry. The screen didn't pop in my end. I thought it was Jason's fault, but it actually was my fault. I was like waiting. Topic number 1. The old tie and toss. Okay. Topic number 2. What the F do this look like? Topic number 3. No pod zone. I like topic number 2. It was funny. And topic number 4. Ring on me. Jason's really good at this, guys. Don't you think?
Yeah, because they all sound good to me.
Yeah, they all sound like so good. And not to be offensive to our viewers, but sometimes like when you stick the topic on there, it sounds more interesting than it actually is. I like topic number 2. I think that it was interesting.
What the F do this look like?
Yeah, and I think maybe Dexter can pick the second one and we'll go with it.
All right, let's do topic 2 first, and then we'll go from there.
Last week we sent out evites for our son's 10th birthday party. The RSVP started coming back, and in 2 cases, parents wrote gluten-free preferred. In the space for allergies and dietary restrictions. What the is this? Yeah. I'm not asking for preferences. I'm asking if their child will keel over if he catches a whiff of chocolate icing or offend Allah by consuming non-halal pepperoni. I'm disinclined to accommodate these requests, but my husband thinks we should to avoid any social awkwardness. Am I out of line here, or are they? Gluten-free is an allergy.
You are out of line for thinking like this, but you're not. Like I feel like
she said preferred though. Gluten-free preferred. He didn't say allergy.
Yeah, but I mean, for whatever reason, this is something that they would just prefer their child to have. Like, I feel like if you're going to ask those type of questions, and if you're going to have parties in 2018 where children are going to be involved, you got to be prepared for this kind of stuff. But I low-key feel like they're out of line too, because, like, relax.
So what I saw for these kids' parties, which I think is cool, is kids are wearing these "Don't Feed Me" shirts, and it has a list of their allergies on it, so that because apparently people just feed other people's kids at parties. I mean, which is like common. So, you know, you could just ask the parents to send their kids with the "Don't Feed Me" shirt, or you can adhere to what they ask, which is
"Don't Feed Me" shirt.
The "Don't Feed Me." It says "Don't Feed Me," and it has a list of like.
What are you, a dog? Like what?
No, people that ask feed other people's kids.
Like don't come to my child's party then.
I might have to get my baby. I might have to get my baby that because she's allergic to a lot of stuff. So
yeah, like "Don't feed me," and then like. And so gluten's like something the kids might have celiac disease or it just might upset him. You don't know why. Just what's wrong with a gluten-free option? It's like you'll be fine.
I mean, I guess if it's preferred, like if you say okay, I have a wheat allergy or something like that, cool. But you can't say like preferred. Like preferred makes it seem like it's a choice and it's not necessarily necessary.
Sometimes people's allergies aren't super severe. Like they'll get
that's true.
They'll have a reaction, but it won't like kill them. And so it's like, I prefer not to put cream on my son's neck because he's going to have a small breakout. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not going to die, but don't give it to him.
All right. What's the next one?
Ty, what do you think?
I didn't want to take over, but
Can you? So what? Which one is better between Ring on Me and the old tie and toss?
You can't say which one is better. You just have to pick.
I mean, which one would the viewers getting more bang for their buck out of?
Honestly, the point of this, and we're taking a lot too much time. The point of this is to look at the topic and say that sounds interesting and pick it. That's why Jason. Otherwise, I would just draw up a question.
Okay. I would say Ring on Me.
Good selection.
See? Last weekend, I lost my engagement ring. Engagement ring, and did the right thing and told Bay. He was a little peeved, but he got over it. So I started sending him different ring ideas for replacements, and he had the nerve to tell me that the first ring was on him, the next one is on me. Can you believe this? If I have to buy my own ring, we aren't getting married. What do y'all think? Crazy out your damn mind.
You're not getting married.
Well, I'm not mad then. We just not getting married because I agree with him. The first one was on me. Like the second one, you're going to pay for.
I mean, maybe I'll help you pay for the second one.
I might help you, but I might help you. I might.
Wait.
Out your mind.
She said idea. See, that makes me think that you didn't really lose it. Like, I feel like you just didn't like it, so you're trying to be like, I want another one. This is what I want.
It's already bad.
That's probably what happened.
That he reacted well, because I would have went through the roof. It's already bad enough that he was like, you know.
She said he had the nerve. He had
you had the nerve to lose it. New ones. Like, why are you sending me a new one? You're not getting another one.
Could you imagine him at work? He was sitting there getting a text message from her. He's like, oh, a ring. He was probably at one point like, you know what? I got to let you know, like, this ain't going to happen.
Do you have any idea how much an engagement ring costs? And you want me to buy I'll just buy you another one. You're out your damn mind.
That's right. My wife was asking me about upgrades and stuff like that. I'm like, upgrades for what? Like, we just got married. What are we talking about? Like,
upgrades are different. Now, I wouldn't mind upgrades simply because I have this deal where.
Yeah, but now within 5 years of you getting married, what's the point?
I would do 5-year upgrade. I would do a 5-year upgrade. That's a whole different.
Within.
Yeah, but I would do it.
Every 2 years you would do an upgrade? Really?
No. But
I mean, you gonna run out of damn space on the ring. How many upgrades you gonna do? You gonna keep refund? You gonna have your rings on the same lease that you have your cars.
First of all, I don't release nothing. I got money. Sorry, no. But I mean, upgrade is different than you completely lost it, because we can save for an upgrade, or we can whatever, blah blah blah. You can get a portion for the diamond that you sell back to them, and then you know what I'm saying. There are things you can do. You completely lost the ring. That's a whole different ballgame. You just want me to spend another, like, I'm not telling you, but it was a lot. And I sacrificed to get that. And I picked it out and I agonized over it. And it was special, and you lost it because you're irresponsible and you're not getting another one.
Wow. Hot take.
Is this your fiance/wife, or is this your daughter? Because you got her together.
This is ex-wife.
From me.
Sis said, if I got to buy my ring, we're not getting married.
Well, I say you rock out with that one. That's not even financially responsible to buy two. Like, what about paying for the actual wedding? You already said yes.
It's not financially responsible to keep upgrading every 2 years neither, but that's not my business.
My baby get what she wants. This is this woman.
Wait till you have a kid. For more Q&A questions, hit us up, brotalklive.com/questions. All right, a quick edition of Jizza Time.
Real quick edition. So quick, we have time for you to finish that.
Can that be like my new thing that I do every week?
No. Jason, people already don't like your segment. You really want to do that too?
I love it. All right, Yo MTV Rap celebrates its 30th anniversary. Actually, yesterday it did. So shout out to that show, landmark show in the history of hip hop. And as we know, Yo MTV Raps was a huge show. It was the precursor, guys, to BET's what?
Yo MTV, the basement.
Close, very close. But what's another name for the basement, Ty? She's come on BET.
I have no idea.
Before 106 in Park.
Oh, the attic with Tigger.
Rap City.
Rap City. Right, you said it too fast. I can't. I had it in my head.
Yeah, I gave you 2 minutes, and then
Well,
you went.
a minute. It's been a while. I'm getting old.
I'm getting old. All right, so that's the game we're going to play. That was your warm up. All right, so you got 4 more to go.
Warm up. I'm going to the whole thing.
Here we go. MTV had TRL. BET had
106 in Park.
Ooh, Dex killed you. Come on, Ty. You got to keep up. All right, you ready? Ready for the next one?
I'm not in this field.
I'm not in this field.
Boy, this is stuff you watched growing up.
Right. Don't act like that. Viacom Properties.
I didn't watch MTV. I think that.
MTV had Behind the Music. BET had.
I can see the answers. Number one. And number two.
You can't see the answers.
Oh, I can't. Oh, no.
But it was like.
MTV had Behind the Music. BET had. It was their little music video.
I know, like it was like not pop-up video, but like I don't know, I forgot.
Wait, I don't remember anything similar to that.
Yeah, they were having where they were profile people's like, yeah, that's what it was. You know,
I do not remember that.
Access Granted. You don't remember Access Granted?
No.
Oh, you didn't have cable then.
MTV had The Real World. BET had
College Hill.
Very well done, Dex.
And then Baldwin Hills.
And MTV had The Hills, and BET had
Baldwin Hills.
There we go. All right. Well, Dex swept that one. Dex, what you gonna do with your winnings? Are you gonna write an Ashanti biopic?
No, I'm gonna donate to Slim Thug's Make Me Relevant fund.
Slim Thug's Level Up Challenge.
Level Up Challenge.
Oh, that's funny.
It's now time for Dex's BS report.
Speaking of level up, it's time for Dex's BS report. Okay. So in New Jersey, there was a high school football field that was consistently getting pooped on. Like the people would come out there, the janitors would be like, someone is pooping on this field. We got to figure out who it is. So like weekly for 2 months, this was happening. No one knew who it was. Finally, they set up a sting operation to figure out who it was. And it turned out to be the superintendent pooping on the field. The guy is now saying that he doesn't remember doing it. They have him on camera doing it for multiple weeks doing this. So now he's fighting for his job. It's a really sticky situation that he's in.
Gross.
Yeah. The next story I have for you guys is that a couple during our first season, we told you about this story where this person, there was a young man, he wanted to be in this play and he was going to lose his virginity on stage in front of his family and everything like that. He was actually going to prove to the world that he was gay during this. Like that was going to be his coming out stories and lose his virginity, all that stuff. Well, there's a couple, man and woman, who recently they're getting married and they're currently looking. And if you guys want to know more about this, if you're a videographer, this might be of interest to you. They're currently looking for a videographer to record their first time having sex. What they want to do with this video, though, is play it back at their 1-year anniversary. They want to have a big party, basically a wedding number 2, renew their vows, and play the tape of them having sex with each other. So if you guys are videographers out there, this couple's out there, just Google the story and they are looking. So, if you're willing to do that or interested in it, hit them up. Finally, I think one of the things that I'm always good with the BS report is giving you the latest trends. So there's a new trend going around called a pee-gasm. And a pee-gasm sounds exactly like what it is. It's where you hold your pee, you drink water all day long, you just continue to consume liquids, and you just hold it as long as you can until you finally go and pee, and it feels like an orgasm, basically, is what people were saying. The longer you hold it, the better the orgasm is. And, I think we've all been in situations where we've held our pee like longer than we would like to, and once we finally release it, it is a euphoric feeling. However, doctors are saying that this is not a good idea. If you guys are doing this, you're putting yourself at risk of getting a UTI, which is a urinary tract infection. So, ladies and gentlemen, just get the real thing or use your hands. I don't know, but don't try to hold your feet to get an orgasm. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Dex's BS report for the week.
So that's the UTI challenge? That's what that's called?
The UTI challenge, yeah. Well, it's called the Pegasm.
Disgusting. All right. Do you know where Bill is this week? Where in the world is Bill?
Ethiopia, I think.
Yeah, I think he was still in Ethiopia doing like a volunteer mission. Or trying to find clothes out there. I don't know. He was doing something out there.
Okay, painting houses. So.
Or trying to find one of
the trash. Bill will be back the next time we see you guys. So seats this week. Do you guys have seats you would like to pass out? I have a seat. My seat's going to go to this website that a lot of people are reposting on Facebook about this church getting a water slide baptismal pool. And it was completely ludicrous when I saw it. And I said, there's no way this could be real. I click on it. At the bottom of the page, it says something. I can't remember what the site's name was, but it said your daily source for Christian news and satire. And I said, you people don't read anything. That story had about 17,000 shares. People posting on it. That's why I don't believe in God, because they always playing and they always doing stupid stuff. Like, why would you put a swimming pool? You think that's holy? Christianity is a joke. Like all this stuff. And the whole time, the story was completely made up. So before you get your panties in a bunch, just verify your sources, guys. It's really not that hard. This is how we got Trump in the office in the first place, because y'all niggas refused to check your damn sources. Don't let it happen again. Please check your sources and verify before we, get in the situation again.
So let me ask you a question. Jason, you just gave a seat to kings and queens. You used the N-word, but like, what? I don't understand. Like, you called them N's, but you were.
I called them N's.
Like, I don't know, how does that work?
It's a term of endearment.
Yeah.
It's it's like when you're disciplining your child. I love you so much, but it hurts me so much to spank you. So I'm complimenting them while taking the task. There you go.
But you don't call them the B word or a little F word while you're disciplining them.
Nigga, will you go on?
I do have a seat. So I was in the market for new glasses. And because we're having a kid, I try to save money. I usually spend a lot more than I did. So I decided to try America's Best to see what they had to offer. And it was in a neighborhood, and it wasn't really a super sketchy neighborhood, but it was like a regular, whatever neighborhood. And like literally all their glasses are like locked up. Like when you buy glasses, you like to try them on. Like literally the girl stood behind me, was like, you want me to unlock this pair? You want me to unlock this pair? Then her key broke. Then the two of them are arguing about, y'all always got these broke ass keys in here. Y'all gonna get. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I'm like, this has got to be a joke. Like, this is a business you're running. Like, what are you doing?
What did they say, Ty? What did they say about the keys?
Y'all always got these broke ass keys on here. I'm tired of these. Excuse me, staff. Can you order some of the keys, please? I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like people act like this in real life. They got to be niggas, Dex. I'm sorry.
Did you get your glasses?
No, not from there. I left. I walked out. I can't take stuff like that.
How many did you have that girl open for you before her key broke? Because you be annoying. Like they have to be absolutely perfect for you to accept it. So you probably had her going through like 19 pairs of glasses
for an entire year, if not more.
Yeah, but you saw all them keys, all them locks she had to unlock. And you gonna sit here and make her open all of them?
I mean, that's my thing. Like, this place is ghetto as hell. Like, just why can't you just, like any other place, you could just take them off, try them on yourself. You don't need someone standing over you. Like, I've never seen that before. Like, what is this?
People steal frames? Like, I didn't know that was a thing.
What the hell are you gonna do with frames anyway?
I have no idea.
You let these ends get to it. They sell anything. I have a quick seat. So my seat this week is gonna go to my sister. So over the weekend, I saw that she was posting like that she was hanging out with my parents and everything. And like, I don't live at home, so I got like a little jealous. So I decided to go to New Jersey because like I want to be included in the fun too. So I go there and like I get to the house, whatever, and I'm trying to use my key and my key didn't work. So I called my sister, like, oh, my key's not working. Like, what's going on? She's like, oh, we changed the locks. Like, first of all, don't change the locks on me. That's strike one. And then I said, okay, well, come open the door or whatever. And she tells me, oh, we're not home. I said, oh, where you guys at? And she's like, oh, we're out to dinner. And like, to me, that's just like, it's just a little offensive because like you can't push me out. Like I've always been the favorite. I'm always going to be the favorite. So you're gonna have to take a seat and stand in line behind me. That's it.
Well,
also, I have another seat for my sister.
Report
Well, I'm on top of my sister. Let me tell you this other seat I have for her. So a couple weeks ago, I went to the Beyonce concert, right? And I had like upgraded my ticket. So like I had a ticket for her. So I said to her like,
partner, let me upgrade you.
So I said like, oh, you know what? I'm sorry?
You gave her the upgraded one?
No, I gave her the other ones. Look, they were free tickets and you were in the building. So I gave her the tickets or whatever. And you know, she says, you know what she said to me? She's like, do I have to pay for parking? Girl, like you got a free set of tickets. The very least you could do is pay for parking. And I wasn't going to mention this. And I didn't mention it last week because you pissed me off this week. You have to be seated. That's all I got.
Do you think that she's ever going to pay you for parking that you paid for? Or like she's going to repay you?
No, she paid for the parking.
Oh, she did? Oh, I thought she actually paid for it. My bad.
No. I was like, yeah, you do have to pay for parking. You didn't pay for the damn ticket. Duh.
Parking was so expensive though, so she like really did pay like $40 for the ticket.
I mean, you did get her a great seat.
It wasn't really a full gift. Like it was supposed to be a gift, and she had to pay. So I agree with your sister actually.
Okay, yeah, then you did it with her.
She wouldn't have to pay for parking if you didn't offer her the ticket.
She wouldn't have to pay for parking if she didn't accept the ticket either.
Like who said she had $40 for parking anyway?
Clearly, I had $40 for parking.
You should have given her a gift, like a full gift of you're not paying for anything except maybe like if you want extra, if you want food or something like that. Like you should. I disagree with you, Dex.
Yeah,
I absolutely agree with you, Ty.
Do that. Take that up with Beyonce.
Dex, you're a shit brother, Dex. All right.
Yeah, well.
Asshole.
All right, those receipts. Thanks for joining us. This is going to be our last episode until Bill comes back. We're going to take a little bit of a summer break. What did you say, Ty?
From Ethiopia.
From Paris.
Well, wherever he's coming from, his last stop. So we will still have content up. So keep your eyes on the YouTube channel for content each week. And new podcasts and everything else. Of course, we will still be on our Instagram channels and stuff like that. It's just we're going to take a little bit of a summer break from the show and prepping and being in a certain spot every week at a certain time. So we appreciate you guys' support. Continue to support us, and we will be back in the late summer, early fall. So stay tuned for that. Do you guys have any announcements?
Just shout out to everyone who's been listening to us. I guess it's the last one. I should probably get some names. So Fatima, Shakima, Vance, Marion, Jaden, Hollywood, Dion, Rich. I feel like I'm forgetting people, but sorry. Brandon, Tasha, Dylan, Jade, Brandon's wife, whose name I can't remember.
How long is this going to take?
Just Erica. Everyone who's just been like supporting the show and telling me about the show and giving me feedback on it. It's really helpful, and like I really appreciate it.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll be back before the end of the year. It's just for a couple of weeks. All right, Ty, you have anything to say?
You can catch me now that I have Tuesdays off at $5 Tuesday. Seeing whatever movie is out because it doesn't matter because it's $5.
Ty, you've always done like stuff on Tuesdays other than Bro Talk. Like it seems like Tuesday is like your favorite night.
Yeah, but I always have to see like an early movie in order to get back on time.
Why does everything happen on Tuesdays in Philadelphia? Like what is that?
I don't know, but the movies are definitely $5 on Tuesdays.
$5 Tuesday. Like Tuesday's a big day. And that's why we appreciate you guys watching our show because Tuesday's a big day. There's a lot to do, and you're here with us.
You're here with us, but they also be watching Love Is too. So I'm just putting that out there.
Look, we've outlasted a number of shows, including what was that Gabrielle Union show that used to come on Tuesdays?
I don't know. It ain't on no more.
Being kicked off the air.
All right. For Dex, for Ty, for Will, who will be joining us when he gets back. My name is Jason. Thanks for joining us. This is another edition of Bro Talk Live. We'll see you in a few weeks. Stay tuned to our channels at Bro Talk Live on across all platforms. We'll leave you with Dex's smiling face for the rest of the early summer.